Lahat ng drama, lahat ng tawanan, lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masang Lamaw. Number 1 sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TGON, TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. Cool FM. You are listening to Cool FM, live from Cool Studios. This is Cool News at 4.
We are experiencing some technical difficulties on technical side of Terra, and this is Cool News at 4. I'm Caro, and now let's get into the top headlines. Apollo Kipuloy and his four co-accused will remain at the Philippine National Police Custody Center in Cam Ranh, Quezon City, despite a court order for the transfer to the Quezon City jail. The PNP cited concerns that the transfer might lead to risk and bail posting. Quezon City Regional Trial Court Branch 106 issued on September 9 an order to transfer and commit Kipuloy and Saracen Canada to the new Quezon City jail in Payatas Road, Bagong Silangan, and Jacqueline Roy, Ingrid Canada, and Sylvia Camanes to the Quezon City jail female dormitory in Cam Caringao. But PNP spokesperson Colonel Juan Farjado said Tuesday they also received an order from a Pasig City Court directing the PNP to retain the custody of Kibuloy and his subordinates. Kibuloy and his co-accused are facing child abuse cases and a non-bailable human trafficking case before the Davao City and Pasig City courts, respectively. The former of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ is also facing sexual and child abuse cases in Quezon City, but these charges are bailable. We don't want to run the risk of transferring them to QC jail, then post a bill, Farjado said in the press conference. We just really have to harmonize these court orders, she added. Kipuloy, Roy, Camanes, Saranste, and Ingrid Canada have been detained at the PNP Custody Center since their capture on September 8 in Davao City. They were presented to the public during a press conference on Monday. In the other news, the Department of National Defense filed a motion to oppose the camp of detained Pastor Apollo Kipuloy's petition to transfer his custody from the police to the military. The motion was filed before Pasig Regional Trial Court Branch 159 on Tuesday afternoon. On Monday, DND spokesperson Arsenio Andolong expressed opposition to the plan filed by Kipuloy's lawyer Israelito Terron to transfer his custody from the Philippine National Police to the Armed Forces of the Philippines. AFP facilities are subject to strict operational security protocols, thus the AFP is not the proper agency to have custody of suspects in criminal cases, Andolong said in a statement. Kipuloy is facing a non-bailable human trafficking case before the Pasig RTC. Earlier, PNP spokesperson Colonel Juan Farjado said the Pasig RTC issued an order directing the PNP to retain the custody of Kibuloy and four other subordinates up to the Quezon City RTC Branch 106 directed to transfer to jails in Quezon City. Alcopico Party List Representative Elise Saldico lambasted Vice President Sara Duterte for her alleged fakery and for trying to divert the issue regarding her office expenses. During his interpellation at Tuesday's hearing of his Committee on Appropriations on the proposed 2.037 billion pesos budget of the Office of the Vice President for 2025, Go unleashed scathing words against Duterte, who decided to not attend the proceeding. Go reacted to Duterte's earlier pronouncements about lawmakers' questioning of her budget, branding it as political attacks, and accused the chairperson of the House Committee on Appropriations, and Speaker Martin Romualdez of controlling and manipulating national budget allocations.
Nakita po natin kahapon ang part 1 ng video message ni Vice President Sara Duterte kung saan nililihis na naman niya ang mga issue. Talaga pong tatak Duterte na yata ang pambubudol. Mula sa peking war on drugs, peking good governance, peking pagkontra sa korupsyon, at ngayon, peking sagot sa mga issue. Una, simpleng tao lang daw siya, pero mahigit 400 bodyguards. Siya lang po ang kaisa-isang Vice President sa kasaysayan ng Pilipinas na may ganun kadaming security. May sarili pang Vice Presidential Security Group. Never happened in the history of the Philippines. Nag-iisa nga siyang humarap sa pagdinig ng Committee on Appropriations, pero sangkaterba naman ang bodyguard sa labas ng conference room. Humiling pa ng pagkain para sa 100 gwardiya na dala-dala niya at hindi naman kinain. Hindi po ba't pang-iinsulto at pag-aaksaya ito ng resources ng gobyerno? Pangalawa, sinasabi niya, hindi lang daw sanay ang ilang miyembro ng Kongreso na hindi makuha ang sagot na gusto nila. Karapatan at trabaho ng Kongreso ang pagbubusisi ng budget. Ang hindi niya pagsagot sa maayos na tanong at lalo pa ang hindi niya pagdalo sa hearing ngayon ay nagpapakita na kawalang respeto at paggalang sa mga kinatawan ng taong bayan. Hindi lang po kongresista ang winalanghiyan niya dito, kung hindi ang buong sambayanang Pilipinas. Tinatakpan niya ang hindi pagsagot sa tanong sa pamamagitan ng pag-iinsulto sa mga kongresista na ginawa lang naman ng kanilang mga trabaho. Gusto nila ang intervals courtesy, pero siya mismo walang kortesiya sa Kongreso.
On Duterte's assertion that she is not a brat and that lawmakers simply don't like her answers, Go reiterated that it is Congress' job to meticulously check budget proposals. Inquirer.net saw the OVP's comment on Ko remarks, but it has yet to reply as of this time. In the related news, Manila 6th District Representative Bienvenido Abante called out Vice President Sara Duterte for skipping the House of Representatives hearings on her office budget. He said even the country's second highest official should not insult the House of Representatives. According to Abante, Vice President Duterte's letter to Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez and House Committee on Appropriations lead Alcobico Party List Representative Alice Saldico would not sacrifice because she has to be present to defend the proposed 2025 budget of the office of the Vice President.
Madam Chair, let me explain, no? But her letter, actually, na here, her not being present here, is an insult to this institution. When we had the last hearing, I even questioned her if this institution has the right to scrutinize the budget, and she even failed to answer. My goodness, I think that her writing a letter to us telling us that she has completed this, she still must be present, Madam Chair. And because she is not present, she is actually insulting the second institution that should scrutinize the budget of the Vice President. And I do not care even if she is the Vice President, Madam Chair. I will not allow that Congress will be insulted by the head of any agency. It is also a cherished tradition in Congress that whenever we deliberate the budget of a certain agency, that the head of the agency must be present. At this point in time, there are no staff here. The head of agency present on the office of the Vice President. And we only have a DBM here. A DBM even answered that only, the COA even answered that only the OVP could be able to answer that. Perhaps we could be able to say it. Kanina, sinabi rin po ni Jose Marcoleta, is a cherished tradition to approve the budget immediately. But there's a cherished tradition that when we deliberate a budget of any agency, that the head of agency should be present.
Aponte was referring to Marcoleta's criticism of the House panel, which supposedly failed to observe the tradition of giving courtesy to the OVP because the committee went on to scrutinize the agency's proposed budget. Marcoleta made a motion to terminate deliberations of the OVP's budget and gave parliamentary courtesy to Duterte's office in respect of the long-standing tradition of the House. But several lawmakers objected to Marcoleta's plea. Eventually, Marikina's 2nd District Representative Stella Quimpo put Marcoleta's motion to a vote. 45 continuation of deliberations on the OVP's 2025 budget, while only 3, Marcoleta Davao City 3rd District Representative Isidro Angab and Davao Occidental Representative Colde Budista, backed the motion to terminate it. ACT Teacher Party List Representative Franz Castro and Gabriela Party List Representative Arlene Brosas likewise slammed Duterte for her absence in Tuesday's hearing. They said that while the Vice President may not like being questioned about her office expenses, she is accountable to the people as a public official. She may not like being questioned about the OVP expenses. She may not like sitting with us here in the House. But Madam Chair, she is accountable to the people and she has as one duty to the Constitution as the head of the agency to be here para ipagtanggol o malamang natin ang budget nila, the party list lawmaker said. It is now 4:12 in the afternoon and Cool News at 4. We'll be right back.
Komisyon sa Wikang Filipino.
Alright, welcome back to Cool News at 4. Let's continue with the headlines. Following Alice Go's escape, the Philippine Coast Guard is now looking at revising its rule to include non-common carriers in its pre-departure inspection. Guo, the dismissed mayor of Bambang Town in Tarlac, give me 1 second. I am sorry. I have my feet on to make sure the audio is working because apparently Discord is having some skill issue today. I don't know why, but yeah. I also apparently in its timing, my internet got disconnected for a few seconds too. So, well, that's something. Anyways, let's get back to the headlines. Following Alice Guo's escape, the Philippine Coast Guard is now looking at revising its rule to include non-common carriers in its pre-departure inspection. Guo, the dismissed mayor of Bambang Town in Tarlac, confirmed leaving for Malaysia by Vinci in July. Her case was brought up by Senate Minority Leader Aquino Coco Pimentel III during Tuesday's hearing of the Senate Subcommittee on Finance on the proposed budget of the Department of Transportation for 2025. The PCG is an attached agency of the DOTR. Let's just assume it's true that they left Bayet from a small boat to a big boat. Should the PCG have a role in that? Should you have intercepted it? Pimentel asked. In response, PCG Commandant Admiral Ronnie Gilgavan pointed out that based on their existing memorandum circular on pre-departure inspection, vessels which are non-common carriers are not included in the PDI. And that's the reason why we are now revisiting the circular, Your Honor, so the Coast Guard would have a role in enforcement in this kind of vessels, Gavan said. According to the PCG chief, non-common carriers will now be covered in implementation of the PDI. The PCG is eyeing to have the revised rules ready for implementation by October, Gavan added. And you have a legal basis to do that? Pimentel asked, to which Gavan answered yes. So you don't need a law? The senator asked again. And when Gavan answered yes again to his question, Pimentel remarked that the PCG could have made the revision of its circular even before the Go incident. Why do we need an Alice Go incident before we can anticipate such a scenario and then cover it? The senator said. In the end, Pimentel thanked Gavan for being honest. There's no lack of legal basis for the Philippine Coast Guard to have act. It's just that perhaps the regulations didn't anticipate it, so someone saw the loophole, and I'm sure they're not the only ones who took advantage of that loophole, he said. So our boundaries, our borders, our costs are that prosperous. I hope the Philippine Coast Guard will share this realization with the other agencies, the senator further said. Guo has been the subject of the Senate Committee on Women's investigation over her alleged ties to a Philippine offshore gaming operator hub in her town in Pampa. The Senate ordered her arrest in July for her repeated failure to participate in the probe, but she was only caught in Indonesia on September 4. She is currently detained at the Philippine National Police Coastal Center. And now let's get into some headlines from around the world as Chinese football on Tuesday banned 43 people for life over alleged gambling and match fixing, including 3 former China internationals and South Korean World Cup player Son Jun-ho, state media said. Under President Xi Jinping, Beijing has in recent years deepened a crackdown on corruption in Chinese sports, especially football, and jailed numerous top officials. Xi is a self-confessed football fanatic who has said he dreams of his country hosting and winning the World Cup, but that ambition appears further away than ever after repeated corruption scandals and years of disappointing results on the pitch. The banned 43 were mostly players and among 128 people implicated in total in a 2-year probe into illegal gambling and match fixing in the domestic game, China's Public Security Ministry said, according to state media. The news came hours before a home 2026 World Cup qualifier between China and Saudi Arabia, and within a week of the national team suffering a humiliating 7-0 defeat to rattles Japan. The Chinese Football Association accused Sun, who played for Sun Shandong Taishan in the Chinese Super League, of participating in match fixing and taking bribes. The international midfielder, who appeared in 3 of South Korea's 4 matches at the 2020 World Cup in Qatar, returned to South Korea in March this year after being held in China since May 2023. Beijing said at the time that he was detained on suspicion of accepting bribes by non-state employees without providing details. Also on the lifetime ban list is former Chinese international Jin Jingdao, who have also played for Shandong Taishan. China's football governing body has itself been under scrutiny. About 10 high-ranking CFA officials have so far been brought down in corruption probes. The government in March handed a lifetime prison sentence to Chen Shu-yuan, the former chairman of the CFA, for receiving what it called particularly huge bribes and said his actions seriously damaged fair competition and order. Chan took advantage of his positions at the CFA and other bodies to illegally accept sums of money from other people, totaling 81.03 million yen or $11 million, the Communist Party-run People's Daily newspaper said. He caused serious consequences for the national football industry, it said, or it added. The same month, the former head coach of China's national team and ex-Everton midfielder Li Ti pleaded guilty to accepting over $10.7 million in bribes and helping to fix matches. And in May, state broadcaster CCTV reported that Gu Xihongwen, former director of the General Administration of Sport of China, was under investigation for corruption. In August, a Chinese court gave 11 years of jail time to Li Yuyi, a former vice president of the Chinese Football Association, also for taking bribes. He was also fined $140,000 while assets he obtained through corruption will be confiscated and turned over to the state, the court said. And finally, in tech news, iPhone 16, yes. Apple recently announced the iPhone 16, iPhone 16 Pro, and the iPhone 16 Pro Max. These latest models have built an AI called Apple Intelligence. The Cupertino tech giant states it will help you write, express yourself, and get things done effortlessly. For example, Apple Intelligence can transcribe and summarize audio recordings to provide the most important information. Of course, the new mobile device has other upgraded specifications from the camera to the processor. The iPhone 16 and its more advanced models have Apple Intelligence as their crowning feature. It is an AI program that merges features from popular AI tools like ChatGPT and Stable Diffusion. Apple Intelligence can write and edit text so that you can easily compose the right responses. As mentioned, it can summarize and transcribe audio to provide the most essential details. The program will also emphasize time-sensitive messages to the top of your inbox, such as checking reminders and for your upcoming flights. It can generate images like Stable Diffusion via the Image Playground app and edit them via the Cleanup feature. Moreover, it can create Genmojis or AI-generated emojis. This new AI also improves the existing Siri voice assistants by letting it understand your voice commands through context. For example, AI improved Siri can understand your words even if you stumble. Apple Intelligence jams all these amazing features into the new flagship phones. Even better, Tim Cook's tech firm adds the following features where the camera control button activates visual intelligence, allowing the phone to provide information regarding the camera's subject. For example, pointed at a restaurant to reveal online ratings. The A18 chip powers the phone with its 5-core GPU. As a result, the device has 17% more system memory bandwidth to support Apple Intelligence. And lastly, the device comes in white, black, teal, pink, and ultramarine. The phone measures 6.1 inches and is available in the Philippines starting at 54,990 pesos. We will be talking about more in this on Aspis Cafe later at 6:30 p.m. after koolNews at 6. And that concludes koolNews at 4. As always, if you have any news suggestions or feedback, you can get in touch with us at tvhthephilippines.news@gmail.com. Until then, I'm Caro, and we will see you later for more news headlines with koolNews at 6. Goodbye for now, and good afternoon.